You won't believe where we are staying. This may be the coolest accommodation we have ever stayed in. We're currently in Portreath, a tiny little village in the Cornwall coast. Come and have a look. This is Glenfeadon Castle. Just before I show you inside, check out the view. And check out the inside. Isn't this place incredible? So we actually checked in last night. We came in here, we had a little look around. This is so cool. We set up the fire so it was really cozy, and it is just one of the most unusual places we have ever stayed. So this is actually a 19th century folly, and it was built for the Basset family. They lived at Glenfeadon House, and this was their little folly. They were very influential in Cornwall. They got all their wealth from the tin mines, and there's actually a lot of influence you can see in Portreath from that family. There's a pub named after them, and also there's some baths that have been carved into the rocks nearby, and that was for the Lady Basset. We're actually going to go and hopefully find those. But before we go there, let's rewind and show you what we got up to this morning.
We just woke up to a beautiful sunrise here in Portreath, and look at this beach. We are about to go down to the harbour wall, which attached to it is actually a natural sea pool in the rocks. The tide is going out, so it's perfect timing. Let's go. So this is actually the first time that we've come to Portreath, and it's such a cool beach. There's a huge cliff on that side. We've got this epic harbour wall which runs all the way down to the harbour entrance. It's a really cool harbour actually. I think there's like 3 sections of the harbour. But the cool thing about this is we are only a walk from the beach from our accommodation. All of Beach Retreat's accommodations are very close to the beach, so you can walk. It's probably about 10 minutes. And look at this. Here we are, get to enjoy this beautiful natural environment. We're so lucky. So we have made it to the sea pool now. It is beautiful, and we have this rainbow which just appeared, which does mean there's a little bit of rain in the air, but I think it is just passing. Well, that was very chilly, but we did it. It's a beautiful little sea pool. There actually seems to be a lot of locals coming down now, coming across the rocks. And I think there's a few people getting in the water as well. Very cool. I love this new whole cold exposure movement. I think it's very good that people are getting out into the environment and pushing their limits. Go on!
Outside area here is actually quite big. We have a fire pit over there, so you can do a little barbecue. Amazing coastal views, but let me show you the best part, and that's down here. Ta-da! We have a shower and a bathtub, but there is hot water running to it. So you can fill that up with some nice hot water and have a little cozy bath. It's winter time now, so Corey actually might be pretty keen to do it. We might do that later. What do you think?
Yeah.
This property was actually a 19th century folly originally, and you can really see that in the architectural design. My favourite part is this spiral staircase going down to this beautiful bedroom. You can see how it's been amazingly refurbished to this really modern, unique property that it is today.
Without my love for the ocean, I would be long gone by now. It's some kind of devotion that brings me down. That without my love for the ocean, I would be no one.
A little lunch stop. We have come to the terrace, and it's located up in the hills overlooking Portreath. It's winter here now, and we kind of forgot that place would be closing early, so it's kind of 3 o'clock. The cafes are closing, but this place is open till late, so we found somewhere to eat. Nice happy belly. I'm still carrying snacks on me though, because we are going to go for a walk now. We're going to go and visit Tehidy.
It's in the water, you go straight.
We have come to Tehidy Country Park. It's actually one of the more popular things to do here. It's this beautiful natural woodland, and I literally just stepped out of the car. I saw a squirrel, a robin, some swans and some ducks. It was very exciting. I've got some pictures of my squirrel friends. Cafe's closed. Winter hours everywhere. Let's go. There goes everywhere.
So we found out from the guy who was working at the Terrace Restaurant. He told us about the Basset family, and they apparently owned half of Cornwall. They were a very wealthy family. He likened them to the Rothschilds of Cornwall. And yeah, they just owned so much of the land and the businesses and the real estate, and I think all of Tehidy Woods.
Anyway, this whole place is absolutely riddled with squirrels, and we don't mind. I think these squirrels are so friendly. They're probably so used to human interaction. I have a suspicion maybe people feed them. So they kind of come up to us. We aren't feeding them. We have no food. I don't know what you'd feed them, nuts. But they are just adorable, and there's so many. Some people just walked past and they had some nuts, and we were like, excuse me, where'd you get the nuts from? And they said Tesco. So they got some peanuts, but they said watch out for the crows, they try and steal them. So they're in my pocket. I got a bit nervous and dropped it before he took it.
Cute. Well, we really enjoyed that. Tehidy Country Park, definitely add that to your little Portreath bucket list, and pack some peanuts.
Driving back, we saw this area and we thought, let's have a look over there. Looks like a really cool spot next to the coast. It's called Hell's Mouth. It's part of National Trust, and I believe this is part of the Southwest Coast Path. It's just this really epic point on the cliffs, and looking down there looks a bit scary and dangerous, and I guess that's why it's called Hell's Mouth. The sun has set, so I think that is our time to go back to our nice lovely accommodation and put the fire on.
This little town is full of surprises, and in this folly right here, this is another surprise. A bathtub with hot running water next to a cold shower. I think we know what we're going to do. It's actually a beautiful night here in Portreath, so I'm going to sit out in the bathtub for a little while and just watch the stars come out. It's such a beautiful evening, and I'm going to make the most of it, because it's not often we get an outdoor bathtub with hot water. Amazing. fresh. Oh, it's so nice and warm. It's actually delightful. Gorgeous. Well, it has been so nice sitting out here under the cover of darkness, just watching the stars go by. I did a little time lapse of the building with the clouds passing by and the stars sort of coming out at night, and it's honestly, it's just been so beautiful just to sit here in peace and just watch it all. It's just beautiful. Sitting out here and watching the stars is just, I don't know, one of those things that you don't really get to do that often. And having the chance to do it here while we stay in Portreath has just been a gift. So thank you to Beach Retreats for allowing us to stay here and share this with all of you watching. Good morning everyone, we have come back down to Portreath Beach. We're on the west side now and we're on the hunt for Lady Basset's baths. And look at this, there's a cave. Apparently there's up to 8 baths here and you have to search high and low. They've been carved into the rocks in the 1700s by their stonemason who worked for the Basset family. We're gonna see if we can find all 8.
I think I found one. I think it's up here. It looks like it's not natural, but I can peek in of it, so I just need to climb up here and have a look, see if it's more of like a chiseled out rock pool.
Look at that. How cool.
That's definitely carved out, isn't it?
This whole section here is carved out.
Yeah.
That's like a big depression in the rock, but I think it's fairly square, isn't it?
Might be a bit slippy. This is cool.
Look at this, how cool. Apparently there is a bath in the cave here as well. Oh look, through here.
Sure, might be natural.
No.
Really?
Look at the right angles on the wall. One there, into a bathtub.
Okay, maybe it is 2. Yeah.
There's another one.
Yeah. 3. That's chiseled away, isn't it? That looks chiseled. That's more natural, but you gotta think that this has been over a century, so it's gonna alter. But that's a nice depth, isn't it? You can sit in there with this view.
Yeah.
It looks like it. I think this is one.
Some steps here.
Yeah, it's definitely one. It's a really obvious bath. It's like the most bathy bath I've seen so far of these sea baths. Well, we have found 5 out of 8, which I think is pretty good going. I wasn't expecting to find so many. Some of them more obvious. I think the one up there is my favourite because that one just got the sun all day, and you can still use it now. Like, you kind of have to hop up there, but as long as you're safe, not too slippy, you can go sit in that bath when the sun's out. Perfect.
Where are we off to next, hon?
Next we are going to go to Porthtowan. It's probably bigger and more well known than Portreath, and it also has a rock pool, so Corey's going to go investigate.
We've made it to Porthtowan and it's so beautiful here. We can actually see the coastal path which we're going to tackle this summer straight up onto that cliff top. It looks so steep and ridiculous, but we are keen, we are excited. Seeing all these little towns and the coves in between is going to be such an experience. Definitely one I think we'll remember forever. But Today's mission, find the Porthtowan tidal pool. I think it's just around to the right as you enter the beach, so we're going to see if we can find it.
It looks just magical. They've got all the sea mist and it just looks like this amazing scene from a movie or something. Like, it looks so atmospheric and it's just making me so excited to walk the coastal path. Also a bit daunting because it's all much very like this. I think I need to get some exercise in for those calves.
Found it, but we have to be quick because the tide is coming in. Oh, wow, oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. Look at that.
Oh, it's here. Ah, I recognize this one now. I've seen it online and now I understand why people say if you're not here when the tide is right, don't risk it, because yeah, we've already got about 10-15 minutes. Maybe it would have been too late. What a spot!
Well, we'd love to get in there, but unfortunately the tide's just a little bit too close, so we're not gonna jump in there today, but jump over on our Instagram because I'm sure we'll be back here for a little mini morning trip one day. We're not too far away from our home in JcE, so...
Next week's sunny.
Next week is sunny, we'll be back in here. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I'm really liking this beach and this area. Look, like there's some nice little cafes at the top. Definitely felt kind of like that surf kind of culture here, just when we're coming into the little town. So close to Portreath, definitely add it onto the list if you're going to be staying in Portreath. Really like it.
If you have any questions about the stay at the castle or beach retreats or anything like that, any coastal advice you want, then leave a comment below. Charlotte is actually considering putting together a little Cornwall guide.
Yeah, so I think I'd love to make a Cornwall guide for YouTube. So if there's anything you want to be involved in there, just put in the comments. And if you are enjoying this Staycation in Cornwall series, make sure you like and subscribe this. And we are off right now to the next staycation in JcE. See you there.
Bye.